guys, it's Tina, and I am back. Yes, finally, I am saying those words. But I'm coming back with a makeup tutorial for you guys. I decided to play in makeup today. I was feeling it. I was interested. I have a lot of new products to try out. Tons that I received in PR, tons that I purchased myself. And you know what? I was feeling in my happy place and I wanted to apply some eyeshadow, which I haven't done in months, believe it or not. And the weather is, I love summertime and I love springtime. The winter time is not my favorite time of the year, but the weather kind of inspired me. I was like, all right, now it's warming up. This is my kind of weather. And I know this look is not saying summer at all. Well, maybe a little bit, but this is what I'm gonna call a grungy summer look because it's definitely more cool tone, you know, what you would expect from like a gunmetal smoky look. But I added a pop of color, which I love to do. And that kind of ties in the summer, you know, like grungy summer. No? Yeah? But anyway, if you want to see how I created this look, then stay tuned and I will talk to you soon. Alright guys, so I'm starting off with a clean, freshly washed face, and my eyebrows are already filled in because I don't think I need to do that on camera. And I'm going to go in with my primer, which is my Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Primer. And I'm just going to apply that all over the lids. Any primer that you use will suffice. I just have to always apply a primer because my eyelids are super oily. And this is one of my favorite primers to use. I have literally not done this in a minute. I am going in with my concealer from Urban Decay. This is the Naked Skin Complete Cover... What is it called? I don't even remember. Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. The shade I am using is Dark Neutral. Then we're going to grab my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 18 concealer brush. Just to create that sharp outline under the brows. I think I can probably start skipping this step too. Do y'all see this dark mark? Let's cover that up because it's irritating me. I got a breakout. Like, what is a breakout doing right there? It was not letting me be great and it left behind a dark spot. Then I'm just buffing out the excess with my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. My brows have been really good. They filled out and I really don't even have to do that much to outline them anymore. I just put a little bit of product in and fade it through and it's all good. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a transition shade. Well, this is kind of my blend-in shade in my crease. This is a Smashbox single. It's the shade Nude. They have them in different packaging now, but I still have the old one. And I'm just gonna do windshield wiper motions and buff that in my crease really quickly. That's gonna help to set the concealer down and allow our products to blend seamlessly across that area. I don't need it to be sticky because these eyeshadows do well with color payoff. I just want to make sure that they blend nicely in that crease area. Now let's go ahead and grab the Punked eyeshadow palette from Smashbox. This is one of their cover shop palettes. It's one of the newer ones and this has really beautiful cool tone grays and a pop of purple. I love these shades. I know this is not everybody's cup of tea. Like, not everybody gravitates towards these colors because everybody's like, oh, let me get a warm crease, let me get an orange. And I'm like, no, can I get this cool tone grungy palette? Because that's my jam. So the first color I'm going to grab is this one here, which is kind of a taupey purple shade. It's matte on my Eddie Funkhouser large crease brush. And I'm going to do that same windshield wiper motion with this brush, but very lightly touching my crease. Not going on the lid because we want to keep the lid pretty clean. This is going to be somewhat of a cut crease, so we want to keep the color above the crease. I'm not the type of person that is gonna make a complete mess of the crease and the lid and then clean up with the concealer because then the eyes get really heavy with product and I don't like that feeling. So I do clean up with concealer, but I'd rather keep the eyeshadow at least minimally on the lid. So keep it as clean as I possibly can. So we're just getting a wash of that purpley taupe in the crease and we'll bring it upwards towards the brow bone area. Now I'm going back into the palette and I'm going to grab this other matte shade, which is called Destroyer. This one has a little bit more gray and brown to it. And I'm using a Anastasia A25 blending brush. This is a smaller blending brush. And I'm just going to run that in the crease. And we're building up dimension. And I'm keeping it lower on the brow bone. So I'm not pulling it all the way up anymore. I'm just keeping it right smack dab in the crease. And this smaller brush will help to keep that detail going. Now we're gonna amp it up and grab the shade Punked. This is like a deep, muted, gray toned purple. It's like a grape purple. Same A25 blending brush and just go around the crease again. Keeping way below the brow bone now. So I'm really trying to concentrate that color so it doesn't go all the way up, and just build it up as you go. Now I'm going to go in with Combat Boots. This is the blackened shade in the palette. It is not a full-on black. It's more like a blackened gray shade. Same A25 brush. And now we're just darkening up and really defining that crease area. This color is pretty pigmented, so you don't want to go too crazy with it. We don't want to lose the gradient that we have, so just very lightly apply that. Even though it's going to kind of want to take over. Just go back and forth and build up that crease and dimension. Now I can go in with the Eddie Funkhouser brush and just go around the edges. Just to blend everything together, make sure it looks nice and smoky. Now I'm going to go back and forth a little bit of this muted smoked purple, which is Punked, the signature shade in the palette, and just go back to build up the intensity a little bit, and go back in with an even smaller pencil brush. This is a D222 from Cosette with that charcoal dark gray shade, and just go a little bit in that crease and further define the outline of the cut crease that we want to create. Now to cut the crease and clean up that lid, I'm gonna grab this MAC Select Cover Up Concealer. The shade I'm using is NC42, and I'm grabbing that on my Anastasia number 18 concealer brush, the one that we use for the brow. And I'm gonna use this concealer to define the crease. So I'm trying to get rid of the majority of the concealer off the brush by putting it on the lid first. And then with what's left on the brush, cut and carve out that crease line. And you can create whatever crease shape you want. You don't have to follow your natural crease, especially if you have smaller lids or smaller eyes. You might want to go ahead and create a bigger shape. But for me, my lid is actually pretty spacious, so I don't have to go too far over my natural crease at all. I'm going to create kind of a swoop shape on the outer lid and outer crease. Just a little bit, nothing too crazy. And pull that all the way in on the inner lid area. And then I'll hold my eyelid kind of closed so that can kind of set in place. I don't want it to start creasing or anything. Then I'm gonna try to match the other eye. Now once we have the shape defined, I'm gonna go back and just mix the colors and try to outline the crease area a little bit more just to get the effect that we're going for. I definitely want to see the definition. I'm using a MAC 242 and just going in with the different colors. I'm mainly using Combat Boots, which is that charcoal shade, and just going along the outline just to darken it up a bit and to really add definition. And then you can always go back in with a clean blending brush and just go around the edges. Now honestly, truly, you could go in and use the shimmer from this palette for what I'm about to do, but I just got the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Foil. This is the duo in Sandcastle and Minted Mojito. And I want to use this shade right here. Isn't that gorgeous? Look, it's gorgeous. So what I'm gonna do is wet my concealer brush with a little bit of the Smashbox primer water, which is, you know, my usual thing when I want to do a cut crease with a shimmer shade or a foil shade. And then I'll go into the actual product, create somewhat of a cream eyeshadow, and then cut the crease with that eyeshadow. This is so pretty, guys. This is like my perfect taupey bronzy shade. I love shades like these. I really don't even think I would use this as a highlighter. I honestly got it to use as an eyeshadow. And this product, you're supposed to be able to use it on your face, your eyes, or your lips. They're not just meant for highlight purposes. You can use them in different ways. And you have to be careful with products too. Not all products are meant to be used around your eyes or your lips, because some of the ingredients aren't necessarily eye or lip safe. Now, once I have the eyeshadow down the way I want it, I'm just going to grab a dry brush. This is a Sonia G Worker 2 brush. These are available on Beautylish. Sonia G is she is a brush connoisseur. She collects brushes. She has a serious brush collection, and she has a lot of the Japanese designed brushes, and she came out with her own brushes, kind of like how Wayne Goss did his thing. And I mean, these brushes that she has are phenomenal. They're pricey, but I got just the Worker 2, and I got 2 of these because I just love how soft they are, how fluffy they are, how big they are, and how great they are for applying eyeshadow. So I just applied the dry kilowatt foil over the dampened version, and that's going to intensify the shine even more. Pulling back, we're going to use some new products. So I'm gonna grab the new CoverGirl primer and foundation. I'm not sure if this has debuted by the time this video goes live, but they sent me the full collection, and I was like, CoverGirl, are you my friends? They're my friends. So they have 40 shades coming out of this foundation. It is the CoverGirl TruBlend Matte Made Foundation. So this is based on feedback that they got from us, apparently, the beauty community, what we wanted to see. So this is a comfort matte finish, oil-free formula. There's a pump applicator included, and yeah, 40 shades. So kudos to CoverGirl for doing that. Some of their other products have a limited shade selection, so I'm happy to see that they included 40 shades, and they have a great shade selection. Matter of fact, let me grab the shades so you can see it. All right, so this is a bit much, so I'm gonna prop my leg up right here. But this is the box that came. This is the PR box. Open it up. It has like a mirror with the shades and stuff. And then it has details on the products. But, okay, ready? If I break my leg or break everything, I'm blaming you guys. So here are all the shades. So you see the 2 I picked out are right here. And they have 4 different primers. The one I'm using is the smoothing primer, but they have an illuminating, a pore minimizing that reminds me of the Smashbox one. And they have a color neutralizing, which is the green one for redness. And like I said, 40 shades. Now the 2 that I picked are right here. And this is the tan line, and they identify that with a T. And then you have the medium shades, which are M, the light shades are L, and then the dark shades are D. And you see they have 10 darker shades, well, 11 darker shades than my shades. So that goes to show you that they're trying to, meet our needs. They're listening. So let's give this a shot. All right, that was a lot. All right, so like I said, I picked out 2 shades. These are the 2 shades I've been trying out. So we have T70, which is caramel, and caramel is kind of the shade name that I gravitate towards. And then we have T80, which is toasted caramel, or it says caramel roti. I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but it sounds Indian because it said roti, and I'm like, roti, I mean that. But these are the 2 shades, and I'll give you swatches of them on my skin so you can get an idea. I think the one that I used was T80, but the T70 looks pretty close to my complexion. This one has more of an olivey undertone, and I appreciate that they have different undertones throughout the shade range. It's not just cool and warm. They have olive, they factored that in. They have the neutral, and then this is the T80, which has more of that orangey, almost like peachy warm color to it. Now, I could kind of be either one, but I used the T80, which is that roti shade before, and it matched me pretty well. I'm gonna use the T80. I might mix in a little bit of the T70. And based on CoverGirl's pricing, I don't think these are gonna be too pricey. So even if you have to mix 2 shades, which we don't want to, and with 40 shades, you probably don't have to, it's okay because they're like gonna be probably under $10. I'm using, like I said, the Skin Smoothing Primer because I have enlarged pores. I didn't say that part, but I'm using the Skin Smoothing one, which I actually really like. It doesn't have a silicone-y feel to it. In fact, let me see what it has in here. It does have dimethicone. It looks like it's a dimethicone based product, but it starts out with water and cyclopentasiloxate, which sounds like a silica product. I don't know ingredients, guys, and I'm not gonna pretend I do, and I'm not gonna try to. And there's talc in it, so if you're sensitive to talc, this might not be for you. And yeah, but I like the texture of this. It feels like a creamy moisturizing lotion, and that scared me at first because I'm like, I don't need a creamy product, a moisturizing or hydrating primer because I have oily skin, right? But as you work it in, do not mind this scar. Let me tell you what was happening. I was cooking, and you know how you cooking and you doing your thing, and I reached over to grab something on the stove, and my hand hit the burner. It hurt so bad, and it's left this ugly scar. And because it's on my right hand, and I use my right hand so often, it has not healed. It's been about a week and a half, and it hasn't healed because it keeps reopening because I keep doing stuff with my right hand. Anyway, so as you work this, it is scented. It smells great though. It's almost like a floral scent almost, but it feels great. The thing is, I don't necessarily see it blurring anything on my skin. Like, my skin doesn't look blurred or flawless, but it does feel smooth. So I don't necessarily think it's a pore minimizing product. It's just a smoothing product. So I'm gonna grab the foundation, and I apply my foundation with a brush. Obviously you can use a sponge if you prefer that. This is the T80. So you see how it matches my skin pretty well. This foundation, I don't even know what coverage they said. Did they say it was probably a medium coverage because most people go for medium coverage. The claim is probably medium. I think this is more of a light medium. It isn't necessarily a full-on medium coverage at all. I think it's just a light coverage to begin with. It does have a beautiful skin-like finish to it. So I don't feel like it's heavy or it's too mattifying or cakey. It just glides over the skin, especially with this primer. And this is not my first time wearing this, and you probably gathered that by now. But I wanted to show you guys on camera. It blends into the skin really well, and it gives a nice coverage. But if you're one of those people that loves full coverage and you need it to cover every inch of your soul, this is not gonna be the foundation for you. I feel like it's the perfect everyday foundation where you're not trying to look completely flawless. You just want something to even out your complexion, give you a nice finish that's gonna wear a pretty decent time on your skin without blocking out every imperfection. Because I feel like it doesn't block out every imperfection. It still shows like my little dark spot. It will still show like the darkness around my mouth, like you see right here. And it won't cover any crazy pigmentation. But it evens out the skin. It leaves a beautiful finish. I like it personally, but I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh, it's not enough coverage. But I feel like the everyday person is not necessarily looking for full-on coverage every day. So that's why I say I think it's a great everyday foundation. Let's zoom in so you can see it. So you see, you can still see my freckles. You can still see some dark spots. You can see the darkness around my mouth. It's not like a flawless finish at all, but I don't mind that. So now here's the thing. It looks darker on my face than the rest of my body. And I need to catch a tan real quick on the rest of my body because I have an issue and I've been seeing it more and more. My face is darker than my neck, and it even has a slightly different undertone. So I tend to blend foundation down my neck, but it still looks lighter, like my chest. Like if I'm showing my chest, it looks a little bit lighter. So I do have to blend my foundation down because my face, it matches my face, but we're not gonna talk about it. Anyway, we're gonna use something else that's new. This is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Etherealist Supernatural Concealer. I am using the shade Deep EC07. They have, I believe, 2 more shades after this. I can show you guys swatches in a haul video, but I'm just gonna apply that under my eyes because we did use grungy gray shades, so any darkness under my eyes is gonna be exaggerated. Put a little bit in those spots that don't want me to be great. Don't want me to be great. Then I'm gonna grab my Flower Beauty sponge. I'll go in and I'll just tap over my dark spots because we don't want to blend away the concealer. Now this concealer actually dries pretty quickly, so you probably don't want to wait too long to blend it out. This is a beautiful, beautiful concealer. And you can probably go a little bit, I could probably go a shade up because it does darken a little bit as it dries down. It doesn't necessarily oxidize throughout the day, like it doesn't change color and darken throughout the day, but as it dries down, it will deepen a little bit. So the initial shade won't be the shade that you get. And look, like, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna apply a little bit of this around my mouth. It's such a beautiful product, and I don't hear anybody talking about it, probably because Kevyn Aucoin, I love pronouncing his name, and I heard him pronounce it in an interview that he did when he introduced himself, and he pronounced his own name, and it was just, it sounded so sexual and sensual, and his skin products, like his foundation is the Sensual Skin Enhancer, this concealer is the Etherealist, like everything that he uses name-wise or used, because bless his soul, rest his soul, is just so Etherealist. I love how this looks. I love how my skin looks right now. All right, let's go back to the eyes for a second. So I'm gonna grab this new mascara. This is from Essence. This is the Lash Princess Volume Mascara. This is an interesting brush. Do you see it? It's like a cobra shape. You know what I'm talking about, right? And I've heard so many people rave about this mascara, so I picked it up, and I think it was either $3.99 or $4.99. This might have even been $3.99 because they had other ones that were $4.99. And I've just heard nothing but great things about this, and I really don't want to put lashes on, so I'm hoping it's as great as they say. And I'm just gonna build that up on my upper lashes and see how that goes. Okay, so it's definitely giving me length, and I have a curl, but my lashes are naturally curled anyway. I don't see too much volume, but we're gonna go back in with another coat. There's a ton of separation, which is good. That means it's not clumpy or anything. But I don't really see too much volume, and I expect volume because I love my Too Faced Better Than Sex. That is my favorite mascara, and it gives me tons of volume. This is giving me nice color, rich black color, nice separation, but okay. The second coat, kind of clumping things together, so we're gonna have to see about you, my dear. This, to me, just on initial application, is probably more of a layering mascara, one that I would need to use a volumizing mascara with, because I do like it looks really nice with the length and everything, and it's nice and black, and it does feel separated, but I need a little bit more volume, so I'm just grabbing my Too Faced Better Than Sex and going over it. Are you guys judging me? Do you still love me? Because I look crazy. A little spidery. But I don't need falsies, right? Yeah, they look like false lashes right now. I'm okay. I'm not mad at it. Powder. I have this Flower Beauty powder. It's called the Light Illusion Perfecting powder that I want to give a shot. I also have the CoverGirl powder, but it's the Weightless Healthy powder. There are only 4 shades of this. This is the darkest shade, and I'm not feeling that. It's not like, what is this? Flower Beauty does any better, but I want to try multiple different brands in this video. I don't just want to stick to one brand. So I'm going to use the Flower Beauty, and I'm going to use my, which brush is this? La Mer. Lord of mercy, me taste them dear for the little cheap powder. But I'm not really setting this foundation too crazy. It's a matte foundation, so I don't feel like I have to go in all crazy and press and set. So I'm doing kind of just a light buff of this powder all over my skin. And it's a lighter shade. This is the shade Caramel D1. I think there's another shade under this. But just going over my skin to set everything in place and, you know, give a little mattification. It also helps to lighten up the cover that we had just now. It's a decent little powder, nothing too crazy. Let's finish up the eyes. On the lower lash line, I want to do something fun. Now I'm gonna go in with a different palette, so if you want to come fight me, you can. This is the Beach eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. This is new for their summer collection. I had to pick this up. I was not going to, because I'm like, oh, it's just a warm palette, like a warm neutral palette. Do I really need that? I have that, like, really? And then I still did it anyway. So here we are. I'm gonna grab the top shade, which is Salt, and use that as my brow bone highlight. Ooh, it's a little bit light, so don't use too much. But it's more of a satin finish. It reminds me of the Makeup Geek Mirage shade. It's not like a flat matte, but it's not like a high frost, so you can use it under the brow without too much issue. And then I'm going to go in and grab, let's see, I'm going to grab Double Dip on the tip of my MAC 242. We're going to run that on the lower lash line. Oh, that is such a pretty color. I love putting colors like this on my lower lash line. To me, it just really pulls together a look and adds interest. Now what I did was dampen my brush a little bit with the Smashbox primer water, just a little bit, just to really intensify that shade. And then I'm gonna go in with the darker, deeper teal, which is Plunge, and I'm gonna apply it on the same brush but run it on the outer part of my lash line. Now with that being said, I'm going to add a little bit of the black from the Smashbox palette that we were using all along. And this is going to add a little bit of definition right on the lash line. So I'm going to go right against the lash line. I keep calling it a black, but it's just a charcoal. Run it, see, add a little bit, just a little bit of depth. Okay, there's shadow in my eye. Then I'm going to line my waterline. This is my Perversion eyeliner from Urban Decay. It's just a matte black. Actually, before I do cheeks, let me grab a little bit of the Fenty Duo again, but I'm grabbing the Minted Mojito on a pencil brush, and I'm going to pop that on the inner tear. Oh my god. Oh my god, as the plane goes by. Go by, plane, do your thing. Yes, celebrate this Minted Mojito. It is so pretty. Wow. This plane is so disrespectful. Alright, for my cheeks, I'm going to use this Makeup Forever blush color. This is B402. This is from their new lineup. And this is really pigmented, but it's like a orangey coral shade. And I love these shades with, well, just with caramelly skin, but also with blues. And the cool tones on the top of the eyes could have thrown this off, but because I have that tealy blue on the bottom, I'm just gonna go with it. And if it clashes, so be it. Who's gonna judge me? Who gonna check me? if I look crazy, don't laugh at me. It looks a little crazy, like a little bit, but if you blend it in, like it's nothing too intense, it should be fine. Yeah, I'm fine. For the lips, so now I'm cool, warm on the cheeks, and then I'm gonna do a cool lip. I'm actually gonna use another one of the CoverGirl products. This is the CoverGirl Queen Collection Major Shade. This is a liquid lipstick. It is in the shade Clean Slate, which is Q200. All right, ready? Let's do this. It feels very lightweight. It's in between a mousse and a liquid. It doesn't feel really liquidy. But like, why do I have to layer it up so much? Okay, so it layers without picking up the other layer, like beneath it. So it's not getting clumpy or anything. But I'm still like, I'm missing tons of color payoff. Like, where's the pigmentation? I mean, especially for a color like this, like it's not like a nude or a light pink that you're like, oh, I can do sheer. With a color like this, you kind of need it to have good color payoff, right? So that's not working out. I'm gonna bronze and contour a little bit. I'm gonna grab these duos from Makeup Forever again. Let me tell you the shades really quick. The contour shade is S116, which means it's a satin. And then S118, which is, again, another satin, but this is more of a bronzy tone. So I'm going to take the bronzy tone and do a little hairline action. It's more of a reddened bronze, so it will give that kind of sun-kissed look. It looks a lot red on my skin. I don't know if I love that. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know if I'm in love. And then a little hollowing of the cheeks with the S116. It's a satin, so I don't necessarily know if I want to use that as a contour. But I mean, just to add a little definition, nothing too crazy, then it's not too bad. Okay, I have all the highlighters, and I'm gonna completely clash right now. This is actually a baked blush from Wet n Wild. It's from their new collection. What is the collection called? I do not know. But it has the bird. It has like a what am call them? A hummingbird. And national bird of my country is a hummingbird. It is the Dr. Bird, to be specific, which has the long tail, and it is indigenous to Jamaica. I think that's the only place that has the Dr. Bird. I may be wrong. I think so, though, if I remember my history correctly. It better be. Anyway, may I go in with the shade? What is shade her name? What's this shade? Hummingbird Hype. This is the orangey shade, and I'm just gonna pop that on my cheek, like not even really the high. Oh my god, that is so pretty. Like where I would, it's almost like I'm applying it like a blush topper. This is a Wayne Goss Witch Brush Dish number 2 from a long time. I don't know if he even still has these, but I like doing my highlighter these days as like a blush topper instead of like a highlight on the high points. I just feel like it flatters my skin a lot more. Do you see this pimple that is not trying to... May I tell you, I'm gonna know wag one, but I don't like it. Alright, that highlighter is really pretty, and there's some texture there, but I don't mind it. It's very pretty. I really like that. I feel like I want to add a gloss on this lip because it's just not doing what I need it to do. I'm gonna grab this High Shine Ultra Cushion Lip Gloss from Urban Decay. They sent me the full set. This is the shade 1993. It's like a deep dark nude with like a grayish taupey undertone. This color and these glosses. 1993, I think there's a lipstick and maybe a liquid lipstick in their line that's the same shade name. Maybe not exactly the same shade, but similar shade. And I've been loving these glosses, and glosses are making a comeback for the season, and I'm not mad at it because I always love a gloss. not by themselves, but like over a liquid lipstick or over just a regular lipstick. I love a gloss, and it makes the lines in my lips not so pronounced, kind of smooths them out. So I am definitely about that lip gloss life. I think we're done, so let me go and put some outfit on. Soon come back. Alright guys, that's it. This is the completed look, and even though the lips were a bit of a struggle, in the end, I actually really love this combination with this gloss. These glosses are everything. They have a slight tingle to them, but it's not uncomfortable. It's like a minty peppermint tingle. It smells fresh. It tastes really nice. They're not sticky glosses at all, and I really like them. So because of the tingle, it gives a little bit of a plumping effect, which helps to fill out my lines. And I must say, I love this overall look. It's grungy in the summertime, and I'm all about that life because I love like a taupey gunmetal eye. I love that, and I love a grungy lip. And if you add a little pop of color, then you can still kind of make it summery. I love it. I don't care. And I haven't put eyeshadow on in months. When I tell you, every time I come home, I'm like, all right, we're going to film. It's the weekend. We're going to film. I'm just like, but do we want to put shadow on though? Really? And my eyes just start watering. They start getting itchy. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. But today, I went for it, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed my first comeback tutorial, because I've been gone for a while. I hope to still have videos coming out. I don't promise anything, because I feel like if I promise anything, I put myself on the spot, and then I disappoint people, and I don't really want to do that. But you'll see me around. I ain't going nowhere for good. But yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Share with your friends. Definitely add to your favorites. And if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because you know, why not? And as usual, I'm going to leave a full list of all the products mentioned and used in this video down below in the description box, along with links on where you can pick them up. Those links I have generated through reward style. They're affiliate links, which means I do get a small commission if you make a purchase through those links. If you're not comfortable with that, just feel free to shop how you normally shop, either through Sephora or Ulta, which is where I generate the links, because those are the places I personally love to shop. And until my next video, which hopefully will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys.